So Never to Part grew out of experimenting a little bit with my vocal range, because so much birdsong has me really up in this high, delicate falsetto. And I just thought, I have some low notes, so I thought I'd see what I could do with them. And came up with this melody while I was driving in the car. Just, what can you do with the low notes? And I came up with something that sort of kind of felt catchy and compelling. And I ran home and grabbed a guitar and found the chords that were in the melody, and this song started to emerge. But I quickly realized I was going to not be able to sing it that low the whole time. I was getting bored. It's kind of hard. It's actually much easier for me to sing in the upper register. So luckily, the melody was such that I could basically transpose it up and down an octave. And so it's a little bit of the vocal flashy show-off quality to that. But anyway, it was fun to start that way. The melody itself really felt poppy, kind of anthemic, and a lot of people would think that's a really good thing. But I was a little reluctant to do it because, I know like Greg really doesn't like just really easy commercial pop music and doesn't want to get into something that feels like it was labored over, like let's try to construct a hit. And I was afraid that he was going to not want to do the song because it sounded like I was trying to write a pop song. But it did just organically happen. But my strategy for selling Greg on it was to try to come up with quirky elements that might make it less of a manufactured pop song into something that was maybe organically popular. One of the things was this kind of muted guitar, picky, strummy thing that I was doing. And then as we started doing the recording, I experimented a little bit more with sounds. You get the marimba that's sort of doubling the guitar part, and Darlene plays through a Leslie, so her arpeggiated electric guitar part has that kind of Leslie swirl going on. And then I stole some Dark Side of the Moon and ran Greg and Darlene's vocals through the Leslie all the time, just to kind of make it compelling as a sonic texture. And let that work against maybe just sort of the catchiness of the melody. And hopefully that would make for a really interesting song in the end. For about a year, maybe 2 years even, the tracks kind of sat there with this big hole in the middle, because trying to avoid the pop cliche, I didn't want to have an electric guitar solo, because every rock song has a guitar solo. So it's like, what else can we do? And we tried all sorts of different ideas. We didn't really try them, but we talked about them. But every time, sometimes the obvious is the answer. It needed a guitar solo. But we were trying to figure out, well, who can play something that's gonna be a really cool, compelling solo, but not have any of the pop rock cliches in the solo. And Greg mentioned that I should talk to Robert Holmes. Robert Holmes was the guitarist in Amy Mann's first band, Till Tuesday, or maybe not her first band, but her first big band, Till Tuesday. And Greg and I had both known Robert in different contexts, Greg more so than I had. So I tracked him down because I went back and listened to a bunch of Till Tuesday records, and I thought, this guy just keeps coming up with really interesting guitar solos, and they don't sound like, show-offy, they're not blues rock cliches, they're just really right for the song. So Robert had moved back to England, and I tracked him down via email, and so this is the first time I'd ever tried collaborating via the internet. And I sent him the basic track that we had, and he would send me guitar tracks back over email, and we would talk about it. I'd write some thoughts down, and in the end I started singing ideas back to him. It was kind of weird, but got this really great guitar solo that, it's hard to make something sound really musically coherent in such a short amount of time. It's actually not a lot of time in that guitar solo, but I love what he came up with. And now it feels like it's been part of the song from the very first minute. But when I think back on it, there was this year and a half, 2 years where I'd listened to it and was nearly finished as a production number. And then you get to the solo, there's nothing there. Now there's something there. I'm really kind of happy about that.